Okay. Okay, everyone. Here we go. Let's get on to TYT and their bullshit. Let's go. Because, first of all, the title Mitch McConnell, we elected a black president. Get over it. Is that what he said?
I want to go to something that Mitch McConnell said yesterday.
Because, first of all, my first thought was, okay, what the hell is the context of him saying it in? And you know what? TYT was so stupid. A lot of times they take out the context because they're smart. They want to just show the soundbite. But nope, they were so dumb, they left the context in.
It'll give you, take a little listen.
I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago for whom none of us currently living are responsible is a good idea. We've, tried to deal with our original sin of slavery by fighting a civil war, by passing landmark civil rights legislation. We've elected an African-American president. I think we're always a work in progress in this country, but no one currently alive was responsible for that. And I don't think we should be trying to figure out how to compensate for it. First of all, it'd be pretty hard to figure out who to compensate.
Okay. There we go. Nothing wrong there. Yes, it would be a bad idea to do reparations for something that happened generations ago. Yes, it would be really hard to figure out who to compensate. What about people who are mixed? What about black slave owners? What about the black slave owners? What about the people who owned slaves and who had ancestors who owned slaves and who had ancestors that were slave owners? What happens then? There's so many problems. Compensation for what? I'm sorry. People have problems. Throwing money at it doesn't fix it. Okay? How we can fix the problem is by actually helping the people. We need to actually help people, not sit there and throw money at the problem. Yes, sometimes we need money, okay, to do what we need. But when the goal is to just throw money at the problem, because that's what all reparations is just throwing money at a problem and say, hey, I fixed it. I'm sorry, that ain't gonna do crap. There are black people suffering today. There's white people suffering today. What about the white people? Why don't they get reparations? They're suffering. Oh no, only blacks get. And then no, okay, which blacks? Again, there are black slave owners. What about mixed people? Blah blah blah. Yeah, there's all that. And then you have on. Yes, we tried to amend that sin of slavery with the Civil War, with the Civil Rights Act, and yes, we've come a long way to where a black person can be president. In fact, a black person was president. Okay, America is a great place for black people. I'm sorry. It really is. The party who hurts black people, honestly, is the Democratic Party at this point.
One could say your treatment of that African-American president was a symptom of...
No. And then here we go. First of all, Obama had a fucking cakewalk compared to how Trump's being treated. Y'all get onto Trump over nothing, okay? A lot of times y'all get onto him about how he drinks his water. About, oh my god, he had 2 scoops of ice cream. Or, oh my gosh, he said burgers were stacked a mile high. And in fact, we did the math. There's no way they could have been stacked a mile high if they were stacked on top of each other. It'd only be this much. Like, really? Oh my god. And then other times, it's a complete lie. Like when Trump said MS-13 are animals, and then y'all come out, oh, Trump said Mexicans are animals. Or when Trump said, and then there were bad people, but there were also good people. I'm talking about the neo-Nazis and the fascists and the KKK, because they should be condemned totally. Okay, there were good people on both sides. When he says on both sides, he's talking about liberals. Okay, because he was talking about how there was also Antifa on one side. And yes, there were Nazis on this side, but there were also good people there were good people trying to defend what they considered a moment in history for us to forever remember. Not just tear down statues of the past because you don't like the person. Okay, I'm sorry. George Washington was a slave owner. Are we going to destroy his stuff? Oh, right. I forgot. There were already calls for that. Calls to change, was it Washington University? Something like that. There's a place named after Washington that there were calls to change because he owned slaves. Okay, I'm sorry. And there's also calls for Christopher Columbus. I'm sorry. Everyone has a dark fucking history. No one's perfect. Everyone has a dark closet. Should we choose to focus on the bad, or should we choose to focus on the good that they've done? Okay? And I'm sorry. When it came to Obama, there was a lot of legitimate criticism. Being critical of a president that happens to be black isn't racist. What's racist is calling anyone who has a problem with Obama a racist. Okay? Voting for someone because they're black is just as racist as not voting for someone because they're black. Just saying. And that's the end of this video.